Hey, this is Mayor Manny Sid, and welcome to the latest episode of 305 Vox Populi. We have a great guest today, Drew, a great friend of mine from Tree Hugging Soap, and we'll get to that in a second. But I wanted to thank some of our sponsors. We're powered by Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Shout out to Fred Senra. They're located at 16600 Northwest 57th Avenue in Miami Lakes, 305-455-3540. Make sure you reach out to them. Thank you again, Fred. The food sponsor today is Vicky Bakery. I mean, you can't go wrong with some café con leche and pastelitos. Yeah, Drew's enjoying some of that. So shout out to the Kale family. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Make sure you visit Vicky Bakery here in the town of Miami Lakes at 13925 Northwest 67th Avenue. Their phone number is 305-827-2223. And our incredible film production team that's doing a phenomenal job. You see the quality of the production increase every single week. That's the Matter Lakes Bears. Shout out to the Bears. Thank you guys very, very much. So today's guest, Drew, how you doing?
As always, my brother. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. You know, it's a pleasure being here. It's just a pleasure being around you. You know, every time we get together, it's more of a family get together. It's like a reunion. So right. I appreciate the love that you spread. You've been spreading to me for years now, with my products, but thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got that right. And I remember when I met Drew, when I met you, was at the Miami Lakes Farmers Market. I remember like walking by your booth and just feeling a positive energy, kind of like saying, man, there's something good going on. Drew walks up to me. He's like, yo, you got to try this out. Bang, puts it on one of the skin balms, puts it on my skin, and I'm like walking around. I'm like, okay, but that's stuck out to me how much pride you had and how much love you had in what you do. So I was like, I told my wife, I was like, yo, we gotta check this out. Like, there's something special going on here. And I remember saying, hey, I'm gonna buy the lemongrass soap. I'm gonna get some of this, some of that, some of it. And to this day, we're still purchasing Tree Hugging Soap. We are huge fans of yours because we know the amount of love, effort, and just positive energy that you put into your products. So to help us get into the mood, do you mind, and so the folks at home know, we had a council meeting a couple of years ago where we said, hey, we got to start setting the mood at our council meetings, seeing what people think. And part of that is having scent. So we said, you know what, let's add a positive energy. So Drew came out and sprayed this amazing scent. I think everybody walked in. What was your feeling that day when you sprayed the scent? What do you think everybody thought?
Let me tell you, first of all, of course, like what you mentioned about the vibration, people's mood, like I sensed that. So when I walked in, you talking about a town hall meeting, everybody's like, ooh, I'm going to beat somebody up today. I can't wait to get into the town hall meeting and talk about my problems. And I'm tired of this man cranking up his car in the morning. So I felt that, right? I was like, wait till I spray my magical potion. And let me tell you, this is called Luna Mist. This is my first spray that I came up with, and it's named after my daughter, Luna. And of course, and when you have a company, you have to be your own. You have to be your own boss. You have to be your own tester, your own guinea pig, your own everything, right? So I wanted something that can keep me calm. You know, we live in a stressful, sometimes world, and so we need things that can get us through the day. So Luna Mist is a product that smells good and it calms you down. As a matter of fact, now this one here, again, this is my first spray, Luna Mist, and it's lemongrass, eucalyptus, lavender, a tad bit of peppermint, and I add, for the skin, because you can spray it on your skin, you can spray it on your hair, your body,
because it's all natural, it's organic.
Yeah, and it's a conditioner at the same time, and I just love it. I just love it. So yeah, Luna Mist is my first spray.
Yeah, I really appreciated that and you doing that and coming out and showing love. But what really impressed me about you and especially how you've changed the game when it comes to these products, I mean, you grow some of these ingredients in your backyard? I see you post some pictures out there doing it. You do the soaps, you do everything yourself, which is something why I always support you. Not only your product's great, but you see that effort behind it. So, what led you to start, tree hugging soap? What you do, an entrepreneur, but also doing it the grinding it, doing it in your backyard where you could easily source some of these ingredients somewhere else and this and that, but just doing that and understanding the entire process. Why do what you do? What's your why?
I think, you know, it doesn't just start, it comes from being instilled in you, growing up in Miami, having parents that that's all they knew. So it was taught. It was taught at an early age that if you wanted good tasting fresh food, you grew it. You went to the backyard, you learned how to grow it. And you didn't have neighbors that put you down. You didn't have the adults to say, "Oh, that's not cool." You had people to encourage you. And so having that, and it just you carry that through life, and so and I'm gonna and I got to thank my wife for having that in her. She initiated, sourcing, locally because first of all, I didn't get into this thinking that it's going to be a business. You know, I was in the music business, and so retiring from the music business, I didn't know what I wanted to do. To be honest with you, one day we were at Michael's, and my wife went there to buy some birthday gifts or something. So, I'm the husband that's like, oh, why am I here? This is boring. I just want to sit in the car and play some music or something. And she's just dragging me out here. That was me that particular day. And so I said, no, you know what? Let me just go inside and support her. She supports me. So she said, why don't you just go over to where they make these candles and things like that? Just pick up something and do it for fun. I was like, candles? Me making candles? I don't think so. So, long story short, I went over there. I saw these candles, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. Because I've always been a person to challenge myself anyway. So it wasn't far fetched to do something or to think out of the box, And so I saw these soap making kits, and it was like your do it yourself soap making kits, one, two, three steps. And it was called Melt and Pour. And at the time, came back home, made them, gave them to friends. They were like, "Ooh, this is pretty good." And I'm like, "Stop lying! Don't lie to me. Be honest. I don't like them, And the reason I didn't like them because they didn't do the things that I was looking for in the soap. Long story short, we went to a event, and there was a young lady there. She was a vendor. Her name is Bodie, and she's my mentor to this day. And when I looked at her soaps, I was like, now that is soap. That is like on the earth soap. The way they look. And so I love to support. Me and my wife, we bought some of her items. And when I went home and I showered, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the bomb. I almost had to call 911 to get me out of the shower, you know. And so, and from that day, we kept in contact, and she told me the process of those soaps. Now, I want you to look at this table. Now, this is just a fraction of the things that I make. Again, people out in TV land, it started with one soap. One soap, right? And from this one soap, Mr. Mayor, look at all these items. It's like getting a tattoo. You start with one tattoo and it's like, ooh, before you know it, you're creating a story. So these are all the products that I have online that I make now, but it started with having one soap. And so I just want to say, Bodie, thank you so much. But going back to your question, my wife, she was getting into wellness, and she's a big supporter of small business, and she's a big supporter because she grew up in Cutler Bay, so that's not far from the Redlands. So
Yep.
growing up, going down there and going and not supporting the growers. Go, I think they still have days where you can go out and pick your own fruits
Yep.
and vegetables.
Yep.
Yeah, so she used to do that. So it wasn't hard for her to cross over and say, "Look, I'm going to start this." And so again, most of the things that we have here, first of all, everything is natural. I haven't had any problem to this day with someone saying, "Oh, that broke me out," because you remember your skin is the biggest organ in your body, and 80%, 90%, 99% of what you put on your body is absorbed. And so if you're putting chemicals, it shows, it tells. In the long run, you're young and it doesn't affect you. I thought I heard somebody say they're using Irish Spring. We're going to convert them, Mr. Mayor. We're going to convert. We're going to bring them over to the good side.
Got it. Got it. Sounds good. No, they'll definitely get converted once they try one of the soaps. I don't think you go back, right? So that's definitely something that you told me, and you're absolutely right. And but one thing I also wanted to touch upon because of your products and how you sell, the COVID-19 pandemic obviously had a disproportionate impact on Black-owned and Hispanic-owned businesses. And I felt during the pandemic that there was a lot of folks who are out of touch in decision-making process. There sometimes I feel there's not enough folks from the working class that are grinding, that are part of the decision-making process. Like I have to cook. I'm a short order cook at a restaurant. So I understand. I'm a working class elected official. I understand the grind, but I know there's been a disproportionate impact because I've seen the numbers specifically in Hispanic-owned and Black-owned businesses. So, how has COVID impacted you and your business? I know like for example, to me, it didn't. We knew that the sign said that farmers having things outside, the chances of spreading were very small. But there was heavy-handed approaches. Shut everything down, don't do everything. How did that impact your perspective, your business? This past year.
It didn't, and I'm going to tell you why. I have tough skin. I have real tough skin, and I don't know. I don't believe in getting anything easy. I appreciate and put pride into what I do, and I believe that you have to grow a new skin. You have to be prepared. The bitter with the sweet. Take it, not just talk about it, because a lot of people just speak on it, but to actually go through something. A quick story, like when Hurricane Andrew impacted, South Florida, no one was prepared for that. But what it did, it brought neighbors out. You know what I mean? You didn't have electricity. Either you could just get in your car and leave, if you wanted to, for some, but for most, they didn't have anything. And I remember when my power went out, we had a small radio, and Rick Sanchez was talking, and we was like tuned in, and that was a scary moment, to experience something, and to have your house shake, and you're helpless, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, this is nature, this is an aggressive part of nature, and I was afraid, I was terrified. But I remember listening to Rick Sanchez. He's like, "Wow, we we escaped it. We have a lot of power outages, but for the most part, we escaped it." And he was like, and he said, "Hold on one second, and this just in." And he paused for the longest. He paused for the longest, and you knew something was wrong, right? And I could hear him sniffling, and but in all actuality he was crying because he had just got the information that down south was flattened. Like it was just he was just mortified of what happened down south. And because my wife, her parents, they were telling me the story. Like her father was in the bathroom and he was their whole house, the roof collapsed. And the only part of the house that was left was the bathroom, and he was holding the walls. And so to to look at your family, they're under mattresses in the small bathroom, and you're the man in the house, and you're holding the walls, and you don't know what to do. You at God's mercy, you know. But and I bring that up to say, if we don't go through things in life, and we're not prepared for things that happen to us, then yeah, you're gonna be impacted. You're gonna allow it, to throw you off your square. So COVID was just another day for me. And I thank God that you know that I was blessed to have customers and people that supported me through it all, like yourself and my other customers. Of course, I lost a a, a, a part of the revenue, but I'm more focused on my family. Like that's my intent. And of course, my wife, she's been working, as well. It could have been worse, and let me tell you, and we're not over it. And what I took upon myself to do, me and my wife, we were helping others that was less fortunate. We still do that, giving out products, well, whether it's revenue, and that's a part of life, giving back. A lot of people just say, "Oh, give back, give back," and that's what I respect about you because you a selfless person. You're one of the most selfless people that I know, and you're out there. You out there on the grind. You out there. You don't just talk about it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here and I'm taking the time. I'm taking the opportunity to say it to you. As I say every time I see you, because you're out there. You're for the people. You know what I mean? Like you're the people's champion. And I want to commend you on that. So we are blessed. You know what I mean? We're blessed.
Appreciate that.
So that comes from again. That comes from for you that for people that are watching this. Just say to yourself like, you know what? I have a chance to change things. Either I can stay upset or mad and blame and point fingers, or I can change things by helping myself and helping others.
Yeah, and
So
that's so true. Adversity. Everybody says adversity reveals character, but adversity reveals capability.
exactly.
And you're showcasing that. It's a mindset. We can say, hey, this is terrible. You can convert it into something positive. And I was talking to the producers earlier, which are some of them are seniors in high school, and I was like, look, what your generation has just gone through in terms of having all your senior events canceled, everything canceled, but you're still moving forward. You're getting good grades. You're doing this, and you're gonna look back and say, "Hey, I survived
Mm-hmm.
one of the worst pandemics in modern history
Right.
of the world." So I think it makes you stronger, but more than anything, it reveals your capability. So I wanted to touch upon the name Tree Hugging Soap and kind of your background in music. Did anything there inspire you for the name? Did it have to do anything with your background in music? And because I know there's commonly misconceived perceptions of tree hugging, right? Like people, when you put tree hugging, people kind of immediately think one thing, but I think through your words, through your product, I think that the word means something different and bigger. So talk to us about that whole bringing everything full circle.
Um, Tree hugging soap was thought of and thought out by my wife. She she looked at me, and because at the time, like I do everything on the fly. Like it's nothing for me to just take something. Like I can take this and name it anything, but it's the work you put behind it to make it work. So she thought of the name because I says, can you come up with a name that can identify what I'm doing? Because she didn't see it. Because remember, you got to remember that my wife, she came up different from me. Like the perfect student. She's a graduate. You know, for me, I took another course in life where it was a little tougher, meaning that that was my choice, right? So I'm there's a lot of components of me, not just and and that's I think that's what makes it better for me because life is my education. That's my classroom. So I love I love culture. I like different foods, and so all those things are in me, and it makes me happier. And so when she looked at me and said, tree hugging so because you a brawly man's man, yeah, but you also a tree hugger. You know what I mean? You love animals, you love the planet, you love people. And I was like on the fence with that. I'm like, tree hugger, tree hugging soap. I'm like, I don't know, baby. I don't know about that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. And so her sister did the logo. Her sister works for Life magazine. She's the editor. Yeah, yeah. She's
Wow.
Vogue, Life magazine, and she did the logo. This logo here, her sister, and it's simple. When you see it, it's just like you when you see it, it's like that's simple, but that's simplicity. Like that's what I wanted. I didn't want nothing elaborate. I wanted something to speak because people get caught up sometimes in the branding and miss the point. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to miss the point. I didn't want to miss the train of why I do what I do. Being in the music business because and in the music business in my era, we developed artists. So you didn't miss anything. You couldn't like it wasn't trivial. It was like you worked that. You got in tune with that artist, that person's feelings, and you chimed in, you brought that out of that person. And I was in that era where you develop that person into becoming more and creating that platform for that person. Now, what the record companies did with them, you know, you know, marketing and all that, my job was done. But to get it from point A to point B, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed the labor, the work, you know. So that's why when you see all of these products, it's like it's my
Wait. Is
labor.
that a deodorant?
That's deodorant.
What?
Yeah,
I did not know. Now, okay.
deodorant. Yeah, natural deodorant. And the thing about natural deodorant, people they get it confused that you have to apply this twice a day, natural deodorant. But that's better than applying it one time with aluminum. Because what aluminum does, it blocks your pores. And see, this is how people get skin cancer. So because sweating is good, right? Sweating is what clears out the impurities. It puts out the impurities. So your body, God don't make mistakes. Our body functions the way it's supposed to function, right? So sweating gets rid of all the toxins, the impurities. So if you block that, where would they go? They go right back into your bloodstream and cause all kind of chaos. So with natural deodorant, it's basically something that shields the funk. That funk. It just gets you through the day for half the day. And I apply it twice a day, even if I work out. So it's all natural. And that's what you want to put on your body.
So I think one of those bombs were the ones that you put on my hand and you made me a believer back then. But since we have one of the folks that talked about Irish Spring, Lewis, if you don't mind, come over here real quick. He's gonna test one of the bombs on that he has on. Because I think he was the one that mentioned that. How do we just jump in here real quick? We're gonna.
Lewis, I want you to keep it real, man. Like, don't do this for the camera, brother. Now, this one is called, you're going to laugh at the name. Don't laugh at the name, though, Lewis. People won't know if you're laughing because you got your mask on. This is called Fluffy Butter Booty Body Balm Baby.
I've been called a couple of those.
Again, why the name? So whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like, you could take anything and make it yours. Now, try some of that. Now, this is, see how fluffy that is? Mm-hmm. Try some of that, Mr. Mayor. Just take a little bit of that.
What we got here?
That's the fluffy, but that's you, brother. And that helps with any type of skin issue: eczema, psoriasis, cuts, scrapes, scars, burn, rashes, stretch marks, liver spots, alligator skin, anything. And it absorbs so fast. How's that smell?
It smells amazing.
And
It feels amazing.
of course, and we are men. Men we don't like that oily feel. We don't like that, But this right here absorbs so fast you won't even know that you have it on. And when you touching someone or you touching yourself, and someone will notice it, like, wow, you're so soft. Oh, you smell so good.
Wait, so we're gonna get a free commercial here real quick. Lewis, jump on there. What do you think? What comes to mind when you try that?
It's good stuff. No, it smells amazing. It feels amazing too. It feels like silky.
Okay.
Silky. See
Silky.
that?
That's one of the other things you throw into that
You
title.
know what's going to happen with Lewis, right, Mr. Mayor? He's going to be having the candles around he's going to get it lit.
There you go.
The candles around the bathtub with his body butter. Ooh,
There's a nice little attribute here.
Ooh, I just want to he's going to be all in the shower in the
I
bath.
feel fluffy butter booty.
Ooh, yeah. Oh.
Delicious.
And Lewis is a man's man. Look, and he's keeping it real. Look at
Good
that.
stuff. It is. Quite honestly, good stuff.
And like you tat it up, man, that makes those tats pop, and it conditions the ink. So you know how like those tats, and later on in life they start to like, oh man, they look like they on Medicaid.
Yeah.
Your tat's gonna be popping, bro. I'm telling
Is
you.
this good to apply even on a new tat?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Listen, as a matter of fact, I sell my products to a lot of tattoo artists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
And this right here, because you have a beard, right? Mm-hmm. This is a beard balm. Try a little bit of that on your beard.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Is that too much? Is that good?
No, you good, bro. You
I'm gonna come out
good.
here looking like special.
Oh man, you about to get. You married, Lewis?
I'm about to be.
Oh, why? She gonna be tripping, man. She gonna be like, "Oh, let's do it today. Let's do it today, baby."
I meant I'm about to be because of this. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nah, it's good stuff. It was good stuff.
Man, you look at that, bro.
I know we put like coconut oil or something like that.
Look, you were scruggly. Like you applied that, it's just laid down, man. It's got that sheen, and what this does, it repairs the follicles, and it gets rid of itchiness, flakiness, and again, all these are natural, man. And now, if you don't want your hair to grow, don't even think about this right here. This is called.
We got rejuvenation hair tonic, and this is for balding human beings.
What?
I'm game.
Yeah,
I'm game.
You need like a 6-gallon bottle for the man.
No. It'll take the man at least about a year.
Applying this?
Applying this right here. If you did it like, you could do it like twice a week, your hair be popping in a year.
You think so?
I know so.
Okay.
We gotta book him for the episode.
But what happens is, people give up. They're like, man, this is taking too long. But you start to see the effects. It takes a year. And again, this comes from my backyard. This is moringa. A lot of people know about moringa. Moringa has over 30 antioxidants just in the seeds alone. And moringa is one of the most powerful plants on the planet. It has more vitamin C than any source of plant, in the world. Moringa.
That's awesome. You got anything else for Lewis to try out there? 'Cause I know we appreciated Lewis jumping in, and he does a great job behind the scenes. But I think today was appropriate to have him jump in.
You have any pain? Body pain?
I actually do. Yeah, my left hip, lower right here.
Oh, you got some battles. You got some battle stories.
I don't know if we could apply that on camera though. I don't know if we could apply that on camera.
Nah, put your pants down, homie. I got you blocked from the camera, man. Go.
We could do that. We could do that post, but I got you. I'll take it in my finger and I'll go over there.
I'm gonna leave you with this, man.
All right,
you know
I'm
what I'm
gonna take it
saying?
over there. That's
That is CBD. Let me tell you. I just had back surgery 4 months ago, and I like, of course, the pain. You have to do the pain killers. You have to do that no matter what, because that pain is intense. But this gets me through it.
It's good stuff.
So if this helps me, because I'm my own customer, I'm my own guinea pig, I'm putting it in. I'm putting some potency up in that. And I apply it, and it's good for your skin. any type of skin issues.
Nice.
And I put everything. I'm transparent, so you have everything on the label. So if someone's allergic to anything, everything is labeled. So
It's great.
Thank you, Louis,
I'm
for
gonna take this off.
Yeah,
for
man.
being a good sport, and I know he's been behind the scenes with the entire team. He's the one that leads the entire production team at Matter Lakes. So
nice.
incredible job. I mean, he does a great job with some high school students, seniors and juniors. I mean, these folks are amazing. But yeah, his background is pretty cool. He actually ran a lot of the production for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, what?
So yeah. It's really, really phenomenal. And while we're talking about your products, I know we were gonna get some of the folks at home involved, and I know you had some Florida Room. For me, when you talk about Florida Room, and I come from a Cuban household, the Florida Room in my house you couldn't touch. Right? It was like a couple couches, a couple things, and my mom did not let me sit on the couch. We had to go sit on the other side where the
Right.
TVs were at. But yeah, but that's what Florida Room had meant for me, which is it. You still go to my mom's house today.
Wow.
Her Florida Room is like
Immaculate.
Yeah, you
Like
can't.
she has it roped off, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's just there.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So I was thinking about having a trivial, like I was thinking about all kind of things, but I just want to keep it into what we're doing. And I make a Florida Room soap. And again, like you said, growing up in Florida, everyone had the jalousies, those the windows that lets all the air in. So you have to replace those if you had AC, or if you had jalousies, you had the window air condition, the Florida Room. So I wanted to do a contest where everyone would write in, because this is pre-recorded, and the only one that they can win, the first 8 people that write in and give us a testimony of what a Florida Room is. You can't cheat. Please do not cheat, because it's not. You don't have to do that. You don't have to Google it and ask someone, hey, what's the Florida Room? Because I want to get that free bar soap. Don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. And I'll know if you cheated or not, because I'll see you at the town hall meeting. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just douse you with the Luna Mist. As a matter of fact, I'm going to douse you with my new. This is called.
let's go. Let's set the.
This is called Ancient Purging Brew. Ooh. If you get a hold of this, it's a wrap. So again, that gets rid of all negativity, but you don't have to cheat. Let's keep it. Make it fun. It's Florida Room. What's your version of a Florida Room?
Sounds good. So the first 8 folks, when we launch this podcast, make sure you comment, make sure you share. First 8 folks, Florida Room, Florida, how we say it in my household.
Yeah.
Just share what your thoughts are. What is a Florida Room? Like you said, you don't have to Google it. No Wikipedia, no nothing. Just
right.
put it out on there, and Drew's gonna take care of you. His products are amazing.
I'm gonna drop all of the products here at whatever location the winners can pick it up, whether it's at your restaurant or here, at the town hall. And first 8 people, you better jump on it. And the Florida Room soap is amazing. Trust me, it's amazing. So
So make sure you jump on there. The first 8 folks to comment on our YouTube, to share. Make sure you do that. Drew, as we wrap up, we have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
We're gonna flip the script. You got any questions for me?
If I did, I'll just meet you at the restaurant. We chop it up. And speaking of restaurant, let me tell you that. Oh, you the problem, Mr. Mayor. Your food is just my stomach. Look at my stomach. I'm just I put on this extra weight, and I know the camera puts like 10 pounds on you. So, folks, I'm actually not this size, but going to the mayor's restaurant, the portions are like, and it's just seasoned. I'm going over there after this.
I appreciate that, Drew.
Yeah, I'm going. You gotta go to the mayor's cafe. What's the address?
Hey, we'll share that. We'll share that now in a bit. I rarely. So what's interesting is, I rarely share even about my own cafe on here, because I want to make sure the spotlight
No, but that's
is
okay. This is the spotlight for me. I can share it then, cause this is my spotlight. Ooh, the Mayor's Cafe. Cause I can say what I want, right? I
you could
got
say
dibs. I got dibs, right?
you got dibs. We got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
If you did not, but I'm gonna post it. I appreciate that, Drew, and I always appreciate the love, especially throwing it my way. But more than anything, I appreciate your products. I appreciate you as a human being, your energy. And since we got maybe 3-4 minutes left, I had one last question for you before we wrap up. What's the one thing you wish you had known when you began your career, either in the music industry, tree hugging? What's the one thing that you could look back, say, I've gained, obviously you gained knowledge, right? You're a big believer in growth mindset, constantly growing, constantly reinventing yourself. But what's the one thing you would have said, hey, man, if I would have known this 20 years ago, I would have,
Nothing at all, because I don't believe in cheating. I don't believe in. I believe in what comes as it's supposed to come. There's no regrets. There's no coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know what I mean? And I can say that at my age because, again, reflecting, I've done everything right. I've gotten everything that I've wanted. Having the hardships. Those are the lessons. You know what I'm saying? And so I wouldn't change anything because that's what got me to this point. What got me to this point is to be able to meet you. You know what I mean? So what about if I would have altered something and said, man, I wish I would have just changed when I used to have my Cadillac, and had a Pinto instead, or a Vega. Remember those cars, Vegas?
yeah.
Maybe if I would have just got a Pinto and Vega and just saved that money instead of getting that Cadillac, I would be further. No. If I would have done that, it would have altered where I am today. So I'm a firm believer on just taking it as it comes. Don't cheat life. Be who you are, have that heart. And I think, and I'm not afraid to say it, we're in a different place right now. And the young people have to pick up the torch now. You and I can sit here and we can exchange, and this is the platform. We're giving out free information. We're giving out game. This is game right now, and it's going to help those kids to say, oh, they're in there talking about some good things. You know what I mean? Like they're giving us game, and you have to know that when an adult is speaking, you sit and you listen, and you take it in. And that's what I did at a young age. I just took it in. I didn't have, oh, you think you know everything. I learned from the OGs. I learned from children. I learned from animals. I learned from when the sky would get dark at night and what that was about. I questioned. And so we have to question who we are as human beings because it's supposed to be love first. We have to take care of each other and be mindful of that. And be mindful that things are going to happen to us and we're going to change, but overlook it, overcome it, and continue on, with the love, putting that love out there, that energy.
No, you're absolutely right, Drew, and I appreciate your answer because you hit it on the head. Everything that we've experienced in life has led us to where we're at today. Us being here today, right? So us meeting, you know what I mean? So you hit it on the head. If we would change one thing, we might not be here doing what we're doing. So it all led us to where we're at today, and you got to take it in stride and you got to bring it in. But I think the biggest message, just being the way that you are, is mindset, right? Your mindset, having that positive mindset, waking up every day, man, COVID's going on, but I'm gonna do this, and this is the opportunity. You know what I mean? And so I think that's really, really powerful. But I want to make sure folks know where they can buy your products because I believe you got a new customer. I think Lewis gave up Irish Spring, right? You said, yeah.
Lewis over there putting it on his buddy. He putting it on his booty over there. I saw you, Lewis. Yeah, Lewis was putting it on his booty. I didn't want to say anything, but
So, but where can folks buy tree hugging soap products, knowing, hey, this is all natural, locally sourced in his backyard? I mean, this is you could see it online. You could visit his home, visit his shop, buy it. So, where can folks buy it? Where can they reach you? What phone number?
Tree Hugging Soap, you can reach us. Again, the mayor's about to start a new market on Main Street. We're going to be part of that. We love farmers markets. I think that's the game changer. When you do farmers markets, you get to be with the people. You get to communicate. People get to see who you are and what your product is about. We love doing farmers markets. We do one now at Legion Park every Saturday. That's on 63rd and Biscayne Boulevard. That's a prime market. It's been around for over 10 years now. Since I had my surgery, I was doing Pinecrest. I'm going to start that one back up. That's on Sunday. Pinecrest Gardens. It's going on right now. That's every Sunday. It's a prime market. They've been doing that market, again, over 10 years. I can't wait to be a part of your market. But you can catch our products online. We have an online store, treehuggingssoap.com, www.treehuggingssoap.com. And check out our IG. And I get those. It's rare that I get asked, but it's like, man, you have a product, but I like to incorporate, like, it's a product, but I like to incorporate who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't live for this. This is part of who I am. This is a business, but I'm family. You know what I mean? And so when you go to the IG at Tree Hugging Soap, you'll see that it's just a bunch of fun stuff, and catch it.
I appreciate you, Drew. So check him out, treehuggingssoap.com. And he's absolutely right. It's all about family, and folks that put their family first are always successful.
Family first.
And Drew's a perfect example of that. But I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Thank you again for sharing your story. I know we can go on for hours and hours and hours, but we really appreciate you. So make sure that you go out and support Drew. He's the real deal. His products are amazing. I'm a believer. I've been utilizing them for many years. But more than anything, there's a story behind that. He puts family first, and that's why I'm a huge supporter. And make sure you go out and support him. So we'll see you next week. Make sure you tune in: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And take care. 305 Vox Populi. We'll see you soon.